Winning, winning, winning. How does it feel to be winning so bigly? Folks, I'm hearing in the back conversations that this is a shutout. It's not even competitive. So despite what they tell you on the MSM, I'm here to tell you from what I'm hearing, this is just absolutely like a blowout. But you got to keep going out there. You got to keep putting in your votes. We got to keep persistent on this. You never know how they might, as Mel Carmine says, finagle the bagel. So I'm sorry, but I'm still expecting something. I'm with Juanito on this in the sense that anything can happen, and right now they're desperate. And I'm just saying, as good as I want to feel about all of this, Trump put out a Truth Social saying the United States is an occupied country, but it will soon be an occupied country no longer. November 5th will be Liberation Day. So there's a lot happening right now. And as much as I think it's going to be a landslide, and it should be, but I know what we're up against, and they're not going to hand over the keys to the kingdom that easily, unless there's something I don't know. And that's very possible too. This is all my speculation. This is all my opinion. But I'm telling you right now, folks, hey, how do you like this shirt? Hey, red, white, and bulletproof. Him and Evander Holyfield now have something in common. They both have holes in their ears. Actually, believe it or not, Evander Holyfield's ear is much worse than Trump's. Evander Holyfield had half his ear bitten off by Mike Tyson. And by the way, the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul thing, it's a spectacle. It's a shit show. It's a circus act. It's a mockery of the sport. But as much as I want to give it to Mike, and a lot of you could be like, oh, come on, don't say that. As much as I want to give it to Mike Tyson, I'm sorry. Boxing is a young man's game. I think Jake Paul's 28, 29. I'm sorry. A 60-year-old man has no business in the ring, even if we do want to immortalize a guy like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson in his prime can whip anybody's ass. No questions asked there. But, Mike Tyson started getting beat in his mid-30s into his late 30s against guys that had no business being in the ring with him. And, now look at he's past his 40s. He's past his 50s. He's 60. I don't know. I don't understand why anyone's even buying this. I don't know why this is even a thing, but it's sad to see my sport decline in such a way that it's turned into this. And the commissions should be ashamed of themselves. Not only that, we don't need commissions anymore. We don't need athletic commissions anymore. They're not doing their job. They're not upholding the standard. So let it. Boxing is. Folks, when the lights go out on Amazon, please leave an honest review. I wrote the entire book with my thumb, my mama's book, The Mexican Mix. Folks, the prayers are working. They're helping. The last 2 days, she's been a little better. We had a birthday party for her on the 26th. We had mariachis come over, and they sang, and she really enjoyed the mariachis. And yeah, it was great. Very emotional time for the whole family, man. Very emotional. It was like, damn. It was it ripped my heart out, watching my mom. So that was tough. And then, folks, you can Venmo me, 𝗑-Rod 1977, 𝗑-Rod 1977. Folks, I'm telling you, man, I'm getting a lot of back chatter that this is it's ass kicking at the polls, an ass kicking. And what's even better is Kamala gets booed at her own rally. Did you guys see this video? It's cringeworthy to watch. I guess they didn't get Beyonce twerking up there. Now, we didn't get that, right? But they bait and switch everybody. Come to the rally. You'll get to see Beyonce. And then she does a little speech, walks off, and everyone boos. Oh, what a pet. This has gotten so pathetic. It's gotten so pathetic. We're ready for change, folks. All right, folks, let me get into this one. No debt. This one's really good. And I've been talking to these people because, hey, yo, Rodriguez has been in some debt. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,500 or $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104 $215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many of us will continue digging ourselves deeper into a hole of debt. You don't need to do that any longer. This is why I took back control of my debt with the secret weapon that helped me consolidate everything I owe into one affordable monthly payment. They even helped negotiate a settlement agreement that allowed me to pay less than my total balance. They've settled over $275 million in debt and helped people debt-free in an average of 28 months. And in 28 months, you should be debt-free if you coordinate it correctly with this company. I've had such a wonderful experience using them myself, which I have, that I wanted to partner with them and introduce their service to my loyal viewers. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I highly recommend booking a free consultation with them now by going to NoDebtWithNino.com. NoDebtWithNino.com. Once again, that's NoDebtWithNino.com. Good luck, folks. I gotta say, I gotta do the pre-roll, so I gotta set the timer to 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Whew. All right, folks, this is getting good. We're in the final stretch. I'm glad that everyone gets along here in the chat. Sometimes I get people booted out, but I mean, at least you're all here in the chat, having a good time, having your morning coffee with the Nino. You guys like my shirt? You can get this at Patriot Wear. So Spotify is Nino's Corner, Telegram Nino's Corner, Getter's Nino's Corner, Rumble Nino's Corner, True Social, David Rodriguez Boxer, Instagram Ninoscorner.tv. My other Instagram account is just dead. I don't know. It just is dead. X Nino Boxer, PatriotWear.com. Bing, right there. Get this. Red, white, and bulletproof, folks. What do you think? What do you think of this one? Gotta love the guy. Gotta love the guy. I cannot believe what this guy has put himself through to save a country. I mean, he makes Braveheart look like a pussy. I don't know. No, that's kind of a stretch there, but you all know what I'm saying. NinosCorner.tv is fire, folks. This is fire. I got so much going on. John Carmen and Van Miller, the supposed alleged third assassin, gets interrogated on my channel by John Carmen, United States Secret Service, former United States Secret Service, psychoanalyzes him live on my channel and interrogates the guy. He had nothing to hide. Van Miller was there. He answered all the questions. You know, I have my thoughts about him. I think he's just a regular dude that just made a mistake, or they tried to make an example out of him. But John Carmen asked him some pretty good questions. I thought it was interesting. Interesting to watch the United States Secret Service ask these questions. That's on NinosCorner.tv. I also have Bianca De La Garza coming on from Newsmax. I already did the interview with her. I got Chris McNally and Nick Nemeth, my buddy Nemo, that we did The End of an Age, talking about the end of an age and what this looks like in the paradigm shift, how we are shifting into a new age, a new paradigm. And that is why you're watching all old structures, all old paradigms, all old belief systems crumble to the ground before your very eyes. That's what we're watching right now. So Trump really is a byproduct of this. It's actually us leaving an old consciousness, going into a new consciousness, and basically Trump is leading the way. Or he's just the torch lighting the way, but a necessary personality in this age, in this time that we are gravitating to. So it's really due to the consciousness shift, if that makes sense. Mel K is up there. Mel K. I have SG Anon coming on today. We're going to war game. He has some big things to bring out on my channel. So he says we're going to talk about some very important and big things that he's going to detail on NinosCorner.tv. That's coming up after this. I have Wano Saban coming back on soon. I got Daniel Brinkley coming on soon. I got the General's Tent doubleheader. Now, this is something I'm doing due to the election. So I have John Carmen the 29th, and that's tomorrow. Wow. Tomorrow at 5 p.m., John Carmen, United States Secret Service. Ask him all the questions you want. He's got a lot of intel. He's got a lot of expertise. He's great to talk to, easy to talk to. And so that's coming on tomorrow. And then, Juanito is coming on again November 2nd, 5 p.m. So just days before the big show. And I got to tell you, folks, when I've been talking to him, he's been on pins and needles. I mean, he sounds like how I used to sound when I was getting ready for a fight. Like I just was not very conversative. I'd be real internalize everything. I was just, that's kind of like what I'm picking up from him. But that's just how it's been the last few days. So he says now we're in the window, the 28th on. So, and he specifically said the 28th on to me personally. I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying that publicly, but that's what he's told me privately. The 28th on is like red hot. Like we are in it now. And supposedly or apparently people have been getting briefed on this situation that where the country is right now. And I wish I knew more and I could tell you more, but I can't because I don't know. All right. All right, folks. Oh, and I have Amanda Grace coming on. You know, I think she, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Amanda Grace, she was also, didn't she say that Mr. T would get arrested, that there'd be a big arrest, or she predicted, prophesized, I guess you could say, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly what she said. But she said something like that. She's kind of like a female Bo Pony, for those of you that are asking. But she's great. She's coming on. So anyway, folks, you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Yeah. All right, folks. Here we go. Turn it down or turn it up. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, baby. Yeah. Bam. I get my coffee. I got my Wonder Woman cup. Yeah. It tastes so good. Tastes so good. I like to make that sound when I sip on my coffee. It makes me enjoy it even more. Oh my God, he is so gross. He is so disgusting. I can't believe that guy. I can't believe you listened to him. Oh God. All right, folks. So Kamala booed at her own rally. World leaders and big tech CEOs are now calling Trump to bow down, which we've said would happen for the last 4 years on my channel. If you've been a part of Nino's Corner.tv, you're not surprised at any of this. In fact, you've been expecting this. So to understand how the next 3 to 6 months are going to play out, I really do suggest you get to Nino. I'm not tooting my own horn here, but Nino's Corner.tv is the place to be. It's not just the big tech monster Elon falling in line with Trump and the whole movement, but a wide range from what I'm hearing of big tech CEOs and world leaders. Let me stress that world leaders are now calling Trump to rekindle their relationships. In other words, they're like, oh, shit, the boss is coming back. We cannot have this. Looks like it's happening. But like I said, is it going to happen on November 5th? Or is it going to be a while longer? That's the question. That's the real question. That's the only question I'm posing here. Is it going to take a little while? I want to know what you guys think. Put it in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you think it's just going to be said and done the next day? Or do you think we're going to have a little bit of a pause or a wait? Now, I only want this from you guys. I want you to use common sense. Do you think they'll just possible Florida hurricane? Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Of 3 to 6. You guys think so? Okay, so you guys have been watching my channel. Now this is all. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not psychic. I don't know. This is all just I guess the word would be hypothetical. If certain things happen and we're not able to finish the you-know-what, then we might be stalled for a while. But it'll clear up. I think that's going to be their final move, in my opinion. I think it's going to get messy. I was right. By the way, folks, if you watched me before 2020, I was completely right about that too. I was 100% right on 2020. So I think I'm going to be right again. And I didn't have Juanito back then steering the ship so much, helping me out. I said that on my own. I said, you guys, you're going to see 2020 is going to be a mess. And I was right. An anthem is born. Save America again. So what do you guys think about 𝗬𝗪𝗏 coming out to, what was it? Enter Sandman? I'm not sure. A lot of people are like, oh, that was a calm for sure, man. That was, I don't know. I just think he likes the song. If I ever speak at one of these events that are coming up, they ask me to go to these events and speak all the time, and I turn them down. I don't know if you guys know that, but I've been asked to go quite a few, not a Trump rally, but like smaller events I've been asked to go to and speak, and I've pretty much turned them all down because I don't like to. My back hurts. I don't like to travel. I don't like to deal with people. I don't like to shake hands. I do. I like people, but I don't like to I feel weird. I feel like why. I think it's from boxing. I get this like PTSD or something. So whenever I'm like around a crowd of people, I just start feeling bad. Like it makes me feel like boxing again, and I feel like I don't know. I just get these. I get all emotional. I don't know what it is. Because it was so much in boxing that now I don't know. I have a hard time being around large crowds of people because it takes me back into that world when I was in boxing. I don't know. It's weird. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe I need a shrink to help me figure that one out. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I lay up at night. I stay up at night thinking about this. Like, what is going on in the cabeza de Sancho? What is going on up here? It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. So, no matter what, so the picture is becoming much more clear, folks. No matter what the dark side decides to do, and you know what I say? You know what when I say the dark side, who that is? The dark side tries to do, the world knows what's really happening. And there's no denying it. The whole entire world is watching America right now. The entire world is like, please pull this off. Do the right thing. They're all watching us. We are center stage right now. What happens here will ripple across the planet. Or go off like a nuclear bomb. No pun intended. We're either going that way or this way. I'm just saying. But the whole movement is on fire and catching a fire worldwide. We all know what happened in 2020. A mercy move was made when Mr. T did not sign the you-know-what. And you all know what I'm going to talk about there. He didn't sign that piece of paper that could have made him look like a dictator to everybody. He didn't do that. He was smart enough not to do that, although they asked him many times to do it. But that began a red pill process across America as we together had to endure the last 4 years of hell and global humility. Mr. T is not going to be as forgiving this time around, folks. This time around, we're going all in. I'm telling you that right now. From what I know, he's going all in. And also, and most of all, God will not be mocked. So as Mr. T packs one rally after another, and if you're watching, if you saw Madison Square Garden, that was like, I don't even know what I could compare that to. That was like something that's so unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And everyone on their side is saying, oh, he's like that bad man from Germany. That's what this is. No, it's not. For you, it's going to seem that way because clickety clank, ladies and gentlemen. So Kamala, as Mr. T packs one rally after another, Kamala lures people in, lures There we go. Beverly Adams, thank you. Lures people in with a bait and switch move. Beyonce is going to get up here and twerk, baby. Yeah. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. Did not happen. Boos erupt at Kamala's rally when they realize there will be no Beyonce. There'll be no Beyonce twerking on stage. Nope. Oh, God, folks, these people are losing miserably, and this is what desperation looks like. This is really what it is. This is where we're at. This is how it looks, and this is why I'm telling you to get ready. This is why the message here today is get ready. Yes, we are winning bigly, but what would you do if you were them and you know your fates are sealed? If you knew your fates were sealed, there's only one option left to make, and that's not even really, it's going to be from the outside, and it's going to be something that kind of what I think would halt everything. That's just my opinion. That's the only way I can see this going. It's an opinion. It's my opinion. It's what I see on the battlefield. That's the move I see. I'm waiting for it. And I'll be very happy if it doesn't happen, just to set the record straight. If it didn't happen, I'd be like, oh, thank you. Now we can move on with life. But I have a feeling. Just a feeling. They're going to try something. So here was something interesting. Mr. T, President T, I do that for fucking fluffitude's sake. But Mr. T says, now get this, folks. Tell me if you pick up what I'm reading right here. We've been doing this together for 9 years and 11 days. That's a significant number, isn't it? 9/11. We've been doing this together for 9 years and 11 days. We won't be doing this anymore. We'll be doing other things. So it's a little bit sad because this has never been anything like this done before in history of our country. DJT telling the We the People in advance that an event. So this is what they're saying here. What I'm picking up here. Opinion. This is an opinion. DJT telling the people, We the People in advance that an event or events on the scale or magnitude of a 9/11 could be coming soon. Will pave the way for restoring the American Republic and reclaiming our birthright as a nation. So, I pay attention to this stuff because smart people do. Even though I've been hit in the head a lot, I often wonder what my IQ would be if I didn't get hit in the head so much. But just saying, 9 years and 11 days, he says. That's kind of prophetic. To me, that's a calm, but that's just my opinion. So, breaking Fifth Circuit rules that ballots must arrive by election day, overriding state laws that allow later deadlines. That's a Fifth Circuit right there. Beyonce fans accuse Kamala Harris of tricking them at the Houston rally. God, man, do you guys know that's where I used to train? That's where I did all my training, was in Houston. It is the most humid city in America, in my opinion. And I remember when I used to train in the boxing gym there, that's where Holyfield trained. Bill Benton's gym. I'd spar all the best heavyweights there. And I remember that it was death. It was like, man, we would train there and it'd be so damn hot. They'd have no air conditioning, nothing. The gym was just a tin gym with where all the heat was trapped at the top, and like there was people that would pass out like heat strokes. But I mean, that's what we would train in, and there would still be guys wearing plastic trying to make weight, putting garbage bags on, trying to catch all the sweat, shadow boxing, trying to make the weight. I mean, man, but I look back on those days and I think, wow, man, I can't believe I did that. I could never do it now. So How are you going to give us Beyonce with no Beyonce performance? In all fairness to Vice President Kamala Harris, Friday's campaign rally in Houston wasn't technically a political appearance for the Love on Top superstar, not a concert performance. However, I could totally relate to the crowd's disappointment. While Beyonce didn't perform her popular hits for the crowd of 30,000, they're saying 30,000 people. All right. She did wow the crowd with an iconic speech, kicking off with, "I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm here as a politician. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother." During her speech, she encouraged others to go out and vote because she cares deeply about a world where we're not divided. So you got to remember, Beyonce is 1 degree of separation away from P. Diddy. Okay, let's just sink that. Let me sink that in for you one more time. She's 1 degree. She got to where she's at because she's with Jay-Z. And how close are they to P. Diddy? Really fucking close. All right. Think about that. That's who Kamala has at her rallies. It's like a P. Diddy rally. It's fucking. That's who she has. People that are very close to P. Diddy at her rally. I don't know. Doesn't take much creative thought to think about what's really going on. I don't know. So that's who they have at their rallies. I still think, and I think you guys would agree with me. Don't you think 𝗬𝗂𝗶𝗹𝗀 should speak at one of Trump's rallies? I don't know why he hasn't. I don't know what. He's such a great speaker too, Jim. I think Jim should speak at one of Trump's rallies. I think he get, if Jim really embraced the moment like he should go out there and take hold of this, grab the bowl, bring it down, and just really step into his purpose. And I think he should go speak at a rally. I do. I think 𝗬𝗂𝗶𝗹𝗀 should. Having someone like that speak out of a rally instead of a Beyonce, I don't know. I think would be good. Harris ripped by Trump campaign after Beyonce doesn't perform at packed rally. They lied to build a crowd. So Trump is saying right here, hey, they lied. They told them they're going to have a concert. She didn't have a concert. She only spoke for a few minutes and left. So former President Trump blasted Vice President Kamala Harris Saturday over an appearance with Beyonce, which officials say Harris and the media intentionally misled attendees into thinking the superstar would perform, but they were desperate and they needed a crowd. And what happened? Kamala got booed, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She got booed. She got booed really fucking bad, too. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see the video? I mean, look, Houston is Beyonce's hometown. So they think, wow, we're going to go see our hometown girl have a concert. Not so fast. Didn't happen. Nope. Didn't happen. So that's what they got. They booed the hell out of everybody. They thought she was going to perform. What happened was my opponent got up and started speaking, and they booed the hell out of her. It's crazy. They have to use people to get people to come, and then they send buses. We don't send buses. Everybody comes. We're just going to make America great again. It's very simple. Holy shit. He's shoving it right in there. I'm telling you, folks. I got to say, they lied to build a crowd. Trump's senior advisor, Tim Murdoch, I guess it's a Murdo, posted on X, promising a concert from a huge pop star when they did not perform is the most perfect metaphor of the Harris campaign. So they promise you something and then they don't deliver. Sounds about right. Trump backer calls Harris the Antichrist as he waves crucifix on stage at New York City rally. Did you guys see this one? A friend of Donald Trump's referred to Vice President Kamala Harris as the devil and the Antichrist during an ecstatic roar from the MAGA-hatted crowd that filled Madison Square Garden on Sunday. Queens resident David Ram, a 60-year-old sanitation worker who was billed as the former president's lifelong friend, but apparently first met him just 2 weeks ago. Gesticulated with a crucifix. I don't know. I guess that's a word. Gesticulated with a crucifix while delivering a particularly manic address, telling the crowd at Madison Square Garden that the cross that I'm holding is the cross that my mother used to hold in the air when she prayed at night, every night, for Donald Trump and his family, because we knew 3 years ago that his life was going to be attempted assassination, because they don't want Donald Trump at the ballot box. So this guy went on to say how he believes Harris is the you-know-what. And so there's already like tons of hit pieces coming out on this guy. And I've read like 5 of them already. I'm like, all right, so here they go. So she's pointing the finger at him, calling him you-know-who from Germany. And now they're pointing the finger at her, calling her the you-know-what from hell. And I guess one of them have to be right. I think I know who's right. Just saying. So Russian actors, FBI says Russian actors made fake videos showing destroyed mail-in ballots in Bucks County. Oh, boy. Russian actors were behind a widely circulated video falsely depicting mail-in ballots for Donald Trump being destroyed in Pennsylvania. So it's Russia, Russia, Russia all over again, folks. U.S. officials confirmed on Friday the video had taken off on social media Thursday, but was debunked within 3 hours by local election officials and law enforcement after members of the public reported it. So it was debunked. It was Russia, Russia, Russia behind it, folks. Don't you know? U.S. officials said in a statement sent by the FBI that they believe that the video was manufactured and amplified by Russian actors. The officials said it's part of Moscow's broader effort to raise unfounded questions about the integrity of the U.S. election and stoke divisions among Americans. So we already know where this is going. So I bet you all can see this playing out already. So when he wins bigly, they're going to say, it was Russia. Big tech CEOs are calling up Trump, seeking to rekindle their relationship with a former president ahead of Election Day. Top executives at some of the country's largest tech companies have sought out Donald Trump ahead of Election Day, looking to get in to get an audience with the former president, as the likelihood he returns to the Oval Office sits at a coin flip, they say. Trump and Apple CEO Tim Cook chatted last week about the iPhone maker's ongoing legal issues in Europe, the former president's divulged in an interview Thursday. Later in the day, Trump told the Las Vegas audience that the head of Google, who is CEO Sundar Pichai, how do you say this guy's name? Sundar Pichai, called to marvel over the Republican nominee's campaign stop slinging French fries at a Pennsylvania McDonald's. He said this is one of the hottest things. We've never seen anything like this ever happen, Trump recalled. He retold the story Friday on Joe Rogan's podcast and identified the executive at, God, is this how you say his name? Pichai? I don't think he's like, but I think he's Pichai. I don't know. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy also recently reached out to check in with a former president. Two sources familiar with their phone call told CNN. And Mark Zuckerberg called him up this summer after the first failed assassination attempt on Trump, during which the Meta CEO told the Republican nominee he admired the way he handled the shooting. We admire the way you almost got your head blown off the shooting and wish him luck and a quick recovery. A person familiar with the conversation said despite their once-fought relationship, the two have spoken glowingly about each other through the media in the months since. And there's the next mid-roll, folks. All right, folks, it's debt again. So let me get into this one last time. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt, plus the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215,000. between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many of us will continue digging ourselves deeper into a hole of debt. This is why I took back control of my debt with the secret weapon that helped me consolidate everything I owe into one affordable monthly payment. They even helped negotiate a settlement agreement that allowed me to pay less than my total balance. They settled over $275 million in debt and helped people debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such a wonderful experience using them myself. I wanted to partner with them and introduce their services to my loyal viewers, which is you. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, which we all do, we all need it, I highly recommend booking a free consultation from them now by going to www.nodebtwithnino.com, folks. That's nodebtwithnino.com. Once again, that's www.nodebtwithnino.com. Hit the link below and get started on it, folks. All right. How many people did I lose on that one? Israel strikes Iran, kills 4 soldiers, Iran says. Israeli strikes on Iran in retaliation for Iran's missile attacks earlier this month have killed 4 Iranian soldiers, Iran's army said. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, said it targeted missiles, factories, and other sites near Tehran and western Iran early on Saturday. Iran's foreign ministry said it has a responsibility to defend itself, but added that Iran recognizes its responsibilities towards regional peace and security, a statement viewed as relatively consolidatory. Israel retaliation for an Iranian barrage of almost 200 ballistic missiles fired towards Israel on the 1st of October have been widely expected for weeks. You know this shit always happens in October, right? Have you guys noticed that? It's always Red October. October is when all this, it's like they are following some kind of fucking calendar. It's always in October they start this shit. A new set of hits. It's like I think we're all catching on by now, right? I mean, I hope my audience is. Tehran said that the attack was a retaliation for the for the death of Hamas's political leader Israel of Iranian soil in July. Many missiles were shot down by Israel and its allies, but a smaller number struck central and southern Israel. Iranian authorities said sites in Tehran and provinces were attacked. The military claimed that the attacks had been successfully countered, although there was limited damage in some locations. Following the Israeli strikes, Iranian state media carried footage showing traffic following normally in several cities, while school and sports activity were reportedly being held as scheduled. Makes you wonder, right? Sometimes you wonder, is this all a show? Is this all a show? Because if they really wanted to, if they really wanted to escalate this, it's almost like they're just hitting like, okay, you hit here and we'll hit here. You hit over there, we'll hit over there. And we're going to tell you before we do it. Make sure you tell us before you do it. I don't know. But I guess it's, and then they got the red heifer thing. They're going to sacrifice red heifers. And then some rancher in Texas had to breed them for them. I mean, you're manufacturing the end of the world. That's what it seems like to me. It's like they're following a script. That's how I see it. They're following a script. That's really the way I see it. October 28th, November 2nd equals satanic time. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. So let's see what happens. And do you think that Trump is sending comms? Because I don't know if you guys saw my last video. A dark Trump emerges with Alpha. We talk about that. He's wearing army colors. I mean, it's plain as day. I mean, very obvious for anybody to see that he's wearing black and gold, and I don't think he's a Steelers fan. Yeah, manufacturer. Yep. U.S. calls for de-escalation as Iran claims right to self-defense after Israeli strikes. The strikes hit military targets in the provinces of Tehran and Kazakhstan and Khalikham. There have been no reports of Iranian oil or nuclear facilities being struck. Just wait till one gets hit. I got a feeling one's going to hit maybe in the next 5 days. How many days do we have left? Let's see. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 days. 9 days? Damn. 9 days, folks. That's all we got. Until the end of the world. For about 3 hours and 30 minutes early Saturday local time, Israel engaged in 3 waves of airstrikes on military targets in Iran for what the Israel Defense Forces said was months of continuous attacks from Iran and its regional allies. The strikes came weeks after Iran launched a barrage of missiles at Israel in retaliation for its assassinations of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. Saturday's strikes, which Iran had said killed 4 soldiers, hit military centers in the provinces of Tehran and Khuzestan. Iran says it will respond appropriately to Israel's strikes, but does not seek war. So what are you doing? Iran's leadership has said it is weighing a response to this weekend's Israeli airstrikes as the country called on the UN Security Council to meet on Monday. Iran's president 𝗬𝗏 said as Tehran is not looking for war, but would respond appropriately to Israel's strikes. We do not seek war, but we will defend the rights to the nation and the country. Kazakhstan told a cabinet meeting on Sunday. He added, we will give an appropriate response to the aggression of the Zionist regime. All right, so I know you guys have heard this. I got to be careful the way I say this one. RFK says that Bill Gates has just been indicted. So he's been indicted in the Netherlands for, you know what, regarding this stuff. Thank you, Mike Starks. Thank you so much. Doing great, champ. Thank you. You guys still call me champ, huh? I like that. I still feel like I'm a champ. I look at my belts all the time. Sancho won some belts. I guess you could, I could have gone a lot further, but it is what it is. Yeah, I heard that. It says it's true here. Tesla billionaire Elon Musk declares financial emergency as 35.7 trillion debt bomb primes a Bitcoin price boom to rival gold. Tesla billionaire Elon Musk, who surprised traders with a shock Bitcoin endorsement this week, has repeatedly warned in recent weeks that the U.S. is teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. The Bitcoin price has surged this year as fears over the spiraling 35.7 trillion debt pile pushes the price of gold to an all-time high, with the Federal Reserve caught in a nightmare scenario. This is going to be so bad. Now, Musk, who is working overtime to get crypto president Donald Trump back into the White House, has called the U.S. government's $1 trillion per year interest repayments a financial emergency as inflation fears push another legendary investor to buy Bitcoin and gold. Me personally, I'm going with gold. I'm buying some Bitcoin, but what is Bitcoin now? 70,000 a coin? Something crazy like that. Can someone put in here, what is Bit? I know the last time I checked, it was 60-something thousand. Now I'm sure it's 10,000 higher. I'm not sure what it is. Tesla continues to hold around 10,000 Bitcoin, sometimes called the digital gold, worth almost $800 million on its balance sheet. Last week, sparking fears it could be about. Can you imagine the people? I know there's some. I know them personally. The people that bought Bitcoin when it was like what cents on the dollar. What was it back in the day? What was the lowest? 68,777. Wow, 68,777. Really? Is that what it is? 68,804. 68,000. Wow. The new champ of Patriots of Freedom, David Nino Rodriguez. We love you and support you. I love you all. I love all of you. Hey, God's money beat gold, silver. Yeah. So Bitcoin, I don't know. I guess we got to follow the, these guys know what they're doing, obviously, right? All right, let's get through some Taylor Swift news. Taylor Swift makes major decision about relationship status with 𝗬𝗃𝗂𝘁. So those of you that have a low emotional IQ or emotional Q, what EQ is to be called, you care about this stuff. So I'm going to do this for you. Kansas City Chiefs tight end 𝗬𝗃𝗂𝘁 and his girlfriend named Taylor Swift seemingly can't do anything else. Can't do anything these days without it making front page headlines. Both of them are complete sellouts, in my opinion. I have zero respect for either of these individuals. Kelce is preparing to play the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday, and Swift finishes off the last of 3 shows in New Orleans as part of her Eras tour, or whatever the fuck it's called. But the couple have also made some serious strides in their relationship as well. Several reports over the last week have indicated the couple plans to open a liquor store together. You don't say. Something very positive for the community. A liquor store. Buy land together in both Hawaii and Italy, and they want to adopt a cat together. And they'll likely be named the godparents of Brittany and Patrick Mahomes' third child. I wouldn't do that if I were you. You never know what could happen to that child. Oh, boy. But according to Sarah Nathan on page 6, they also plan to do something that requires much more of a commitment. In fact, it's the ultimate commitment. Folks, the next few months are set to be life-changing for Taylor Swift and 𝗬𝗃𝗂𝘁. Kelty. I sound like Tyson. There is now a countdown to an engagement for the starry pair, sources say, as friends reveal that now how they're being. Oh, fuck. They're getting married, I guess. Oh, God. So that means they'll be divorced in about, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. Does masculinity shorten the lifespan? A study suggests that men with a lot of manly men, okay, are at higher risk of heart problems. Men who strongly conform to traditionally masculine behavior are significantly less likely to receive crucial diagnosis and treatment for serious cardiovascular conditions, according to new research. The study suggests that societal pressure on men to appear tough and self-reliant may be literally putting their hearts at risk. Researchers from the University of Chicago say this pattern begins as early as adolescence and continues into adulthood, potentially putting these men at greater risk for future cardiovascular problems. Their study published in I can't read this in again. Followed over 4,000 American men from their teenage years through early adulthood, examining how their degree of male gender expressivity, essentially how closely they conform to typical male behavior patterns, affected their likelihood of being diagnosed with and treated for conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. The researcher team found that men who displayed higher levels of masculine behavior were significantly less likely to receive diagnosis of these conditions, even when medical tests showed they had them. For instance, among men with elevated blood pressure, those with higher MGE scores were 4% less likely to receive a hypertension diagnosis. The effect was even more dramatic for diabetes, when men with higher adolescent MGE scores were 15% less likely to receive a diagnosis when their blood sugar levels indicated they had the condition. When we talk about gender expression, we're not looking at anything physiologic. This could be affected by the Y chromosome, explains Nathan Glasser, MD, a general internist and pediatrician at the UC Chicago Medicine and lead author of the paper. Perhaps most troubling, even when these men did receive the diagnosis, they were less likely to follow through with the treatment. Among men who had already received a hypertension diagnosis, those who displayed more masculine behaviors in adolescents were 11% less likely to take prescribed blood pressure medicines. Similarly, the men showing higher masculine traits in young adulthood were 7% less likely to take blood pressure medicine and 10% less likely to take diabetes medicines would diagnose. Look, okay, here's how I see this. Yeah, my dad is like this. My dad's a real machismo, masculine type guy. If we didn't have a nurse giving him his medicine every day, twice a day, he wouldn't fucking take it. I don't want to. He cries like he's a kid. He cries like he's a baby sometimes. I'm not taking that shit. So we had to grind it up in a pudding to give to my dad because he'll only take his medicine if it's in a pudding. I don't know. I don't need any fucking medicine. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You had seizures. My mom listens. My mom takes her medicine, but she still needs it ground up in pudding. They're all, they're elderly, so they like their medicine in puddings. And my dad takes his medicine twice a day, but he has to be force-fed the medicine. He doesn't want to do anything that's good for him. Nothing. My dad quit drinking. I think he was in his 40s. I quit drinking at 42. My grandfather was an alcoholic. He quit drinking at 45. And he lived till he was 83. But so I guess I follow a tradition. I mean, my grandfather stopped drinking in his 40s. My dad stopped drinking in his 40s. But my dad has had serious heart problems. So, and he is a very, still to this day, a very machismo type, masculine type personality. I think I am too, but I mean, I don't know. My dad has a hard time showing his feelings, man. Like he does not. He holds those tears in, man. I'm a baby. I cry. Like I cry. I don't give a shit. Like I don't care. Let's get to what the fuck news. In what the fuck news. Get this. So this is what's happening now. Town sets age limit for Halloween trick-or-treaters, sparking huge debate over spooky tradition. So, this is great. Counties across the country have considered placing age restrictions on trick-or-treating since as early as the 1970s, but not everyone is in agreement. What are they going to do? Ask for your ID at the door? But not everyone is in agreement in what the cut for Halloween should be. 2 towns in New Jersey ahead of the Halloween season had set age restrictions on trick-or-treating in the hopes of making the holiday safer. So Pennsauken and Camden County have banned children over the age of 14 from trick-or-treating since 2017. Upper Deerfield Township is nearly Cumberland County done the same in that year. So trick-or-treating for kids, not adults. Anyone over the age of 14 cannot go trick-or-treating unless you're acting as a chaperone. Pennsauken said on its website at the time, and unfortunately, chaperones can't ask for any candy or treats. They have to wait until the kids come back. Oh, man. What if you just don't ever grow up and you want to go trick-or-treat? Isn't this a free country? We're going to start restricting people from trick. What if you're like 20 and you just like, I want to go trick-or-treating, and you dress like a child? Don't people do that now? Aren't there adults dressing like babies now? I've seen this on the internet. I know it exists. So I bet there's those adults out there trick-or-treating. I used to do some really bad shit to people on Halloween, by the way. I used to throw dog shit at their house with firecrackers inside it. I used to ring the doorbell, go trick or treat, and light the fucking black cats inside fresh dog shit in a paper bag. And they come and open the door, and dog shit goes all over the place. That's the kind of kid I was. I was a very bad little travesso. So yeah, I wasn't trick or treating. I was tricking. That's what I was doing. I was never trick or treat. I didn't like to get the candy. I'd like to blow up dog shit. It's true story, by the way. Unfortunately, I was a really bad kid. I used to do some really bad things, and I used to get my ass spanked. But I used to do them anyway. I don't know why I used to do shit like that, but I found it more appealing and more fun. And I used to get adrenaline. I think I was an adrenaline junkie at a very young age. So I was like, how many bags of dog shit can I blow up on someone's porch on Halloween? So I would save all my fireworks. I'd buy a lot of like black cats, those big strand of black cats. I'd buy a whole bunch of them on 4th of July, keep them for Halloween. Trick or treat. Ooh, you got tricked, bitch. Oh, I would hit house after house. I was just a bad kid, yeah. Go figure. Look what I'm doing now. I'm going against the system. Sounds about right. Sounds about like something I would do. All right, folks. I got SGN on next. I'm going to be doing that on ninoscorner.tv. We're going to be wargaming the battlefront. He has some important stuff to talk about, so that's going to be really revealing on ninoscorner.tv. Folks, ninoscorner.tv. Call the 800 number. Upgrade to the general's tent. That's all you got to do. It's $4 a month. Or what? $4.99. And you don't even know how much I have to pay in usage fees, do you? I got to pay a lot. Yeah. They're telling me all the time, you got to up the price. You got to up the price. I'm not going to. But if I do, that'll probably be next year sometime. But if you get in now, you'll be grandfathered in. ninoscorner.tv. Get over there, sign up. It's a quick process. Boom, you're in, and you'll get all the news before it's news, folks. All right, I'm out of here. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, baby, later. I'm out of here.